What's up, everybody? It's the Constitution State here. This will be our first video on our backup channel we have made on TCS audit. This happened Thursday, May 18th, around between 3:30 and 4:15. Was on my way home, got off to 395 in Plainfield, technically, before Canterbury. And when I got off the highway onto 14A, there is a light when you get off the highway right there. So I was the fourth car in line. There was three cars in front of me. Um, Everybody took off. We started moving, and all three of them were riding each other's ass horrendously. So the worst one out of the bunch was the car in front of me, which was a silver Charger. Turns out it was a cop. Um, Everybody was riding everybody's ass. The cop, the worst out of the bunch. I didn't know it was a cop at the time. I should have just guessed at how negligently he was driving that it was a cop. When we got to the end of where 14A turns to 14, he decided to sit at the stop sign for 5 to 10 seconds and not go and let the car, who he claims was racing on the highway, to get away because I was riding his ass. I was kind of shocked he let me go. I don't recommend driving not insured or registered. I always have my vehicles legal. The only reason it wasn't was because I literally got the car right before this and I needed to get to work. The car has since been insured. I cannot register it until I can get into DMV till I believe June 21st is the soonest I could get in. So I can't afford to stop living my life because Connecticut DMV doesn't want to open back up to the public like normal and wants to book appointments out like COVID's still going on, when it's clearly not, and they should have been opened up to the public again normally months ago, if not a year ago. It will be registered once they allow me to register it. Just because it worked for me doesn't mean it'll work for everybody. I had actually texted my girl as soon as he went back to his vehicle and told her to leave and come get me, despite telling him that I didn't have a ride or couldn't get a ride. I could have. His business. But it was just crazy. You hear what this cop says. They don't have to follow the laws if they're in that costume or that car. The laws do not apply to them, regardless if their lights are on, if their lights are off. Um, he thinks he can speed up and down the highway without his lights on because he's a cop. It's not how it works.
I'm just trying to get home, dude. You're riding that car's ass in front of us, speeding.
No one even near me.
No, now. I'm talking about back there from when I got behind you. You were riding that.
No, give me the license registration.
Car's
I'm
not
a
registered.
homicide sergeant.
I don't care what you are,
Don't argue with me. Don't ride my ass. I'm a goddamn state trooper.
Oh, what's that mean?
Means it doesn't matter. You don't ride somebody's ass.
I wasn't trying to, dude. You were riding their ass, and then we get on this road, and suddenly you want to go slow?
I was running their license plate because them and the white truck before them on the highway were racing each other, so I wanted to run the license plate.
So you let them go?
Yeah, it's my prerogative. But I don't let you go because you want to tailgate me and then pass on the left-hand side.
Pass in a passing zone.
He needs to ride the car's ass the whole road to get its license plate. But it doesn't make much sense. I mean, say he can't see that well, and if he can't, maybe he should get a new job or glasses, better glasses. But let's just say he couldn't. Okay, pull up close enough so you can see, then get off of the car's ass. You don't proceed to ride the car's ass the whole road. Doesn't make sense. He's a homicide detective out doing traffic duty. That's what they do because there's no homicides up there. Yeah, let's let the guy go who was racing on the highway to stopped a guy who was passing in a legal passing zone. He says we were speeding and we were doing this and we were doing that, which I don't really know, because I wasn't checking my speed at that exact moment. But what I do know is that the rest of traffic was pulling away from us. So if we were speeding, everybody else was going faster than we were, which would make us the least dangerous on the road, right? Wouldn't that be how that would work?
You can't go elevated over the speed limit to pass somebody.
How do you pass people then? That doesn't make any sense, sir.
So you think you can violate the speed limit in a
Absolutely.
passing zone?
How do you
Look
pass
it up.
people
Go
then?
back to driver's
How do you
ed.
pass?
License, registration.
How do you pass
It's
people?
for someone traveling below the speed limit.
I can't find an exact answer on this. I just know that when growing up and learning how to drive, I was always taught when you pass anybody, you try to get around them as quickly as you can, so you're not in the lane of oncoming traffic that much. I'm not saying speed up and pass fucking 1,000 miles an hour, but get around them. And then some states, it's legal to speed up. I've tried finding if it's legal or illegal in Connecticut to speed up to pass a car. I've seen in other states it's legal, some states it's illegal, but as far as Connecticut, I cannot find a concrete answer. So if anybody knows or can provide the documentation we need so that we know, please send it my way, and we will show it so everybody knows.
That's why
I
they
don't
give you
believe
access
that.
points.
It's not registered.
License,
I'm telling you
registration.
right now, I have an
Okay.
appointment with DMV.
Okay.
You can't get in for a month, so it's not registered.
What about insurance?
Nope.
So you have no insurance, no registration on this.
No.
Do you have you have someone that can come and pick you up if I have it towed?
Probably not. I'll
Probably
walk.
not. Where do you live? Somewhere around here?
The end of 14, Wyndham.
All the way out there.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you want to get an attitude with me?
I'm not trying to have an attitude with you, dude, but you gotta understand like what I'm looking at. You're fucking riding everybody's ass.
Because I'm running a license
Oh,
plate.
how do I know that? I don't know what you're
It's
doing.
not your prerogative. I'm a state trooper. It's my job. I see work gear back here. I'm not going to go and critique how you do your job. Don't critique how I do
I'm not,
mine.
but
This is cops in, well, I was going to say Connecticut, but it seems like everywhere's attitude. He couldn't, I highly doubt he could come tell me anything about my job. And if he wanted to, have at it, I guess. The difference between me and him is that I work for a private company, and him coming to give me a tip wouldn't be the people paying me coming and giving me a tip. The people that pay me can absolutely come and tell me how to do my job better and what I need to do it better. And if cops didn't prove on a daily basis that they do need to be watched and they do need to be critiqued, it probably wouldn't be such a big deal, but they do.
obviously
you
I
have
didn't
no
know you were
idea.
a job. If I knew you were a cop, and then I would have
You
figured
know I
that.
am now, and you still want to argue with me.
I'm
sir.
not. I'm
That's
just
my-
telling you
that's
how
my
I
issue.
feel, like
How?
what I've noticed and what I was going off of. That's it.
We were going 17 miles over the speed limit. I'm running that car because it may fit the description of something. Okay? So I can get as close as I want to any car. We don't have to abide by traffic laws because we have to do our job.
But don't you have to abide by traffic laws unless your lights are on?
Never ever on the job. Your lights do not have to be on. Because I can't travel on the highway at speeds in excess of 65 miles an hour with no lights on to catch speeders, right? So that logically doesn't make sense. So you're telling me I have to drive 65 on the highway if my lights aren't on to try to catch somebody? It makes no sense. So let me go run your info and let me see if you get your car towed today or not.
I just have to throw this in there because he told me when I was asking him about this speeding up thing, oh, go back to driver's ed. Well, he just stated that they do not need to follow any traffic laws at any time as long as they are in that costume or in that cruiser, which is a lie. So maybe he needs to go back to training. Maybe they should have provided him with more than a couple weeks of training so he knew these very basic things.
So I'm not going to return your arrogance and negativity. So this is your one get out of jail free card, okay? Or it would have been hundreds of dollars to get your car out of here or whatever. But
Can I get your name? I just don't. I appreciate it. I wasn't trying to be a dick, dude. I worked all day too.
Sergeant Pritchard, 126.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
Wish it
please,
could have been better. I'm sorry if it came off like that. I wasn't trying to be.
Literally, dude, you were on my ass the entire time. I was actually waiting for you to pass me in this illegal passing zone because I'm.
Despite the cop saying multiple times that this was an illegal passing zone, it is a legal passing zone. The left-hand lane is the lane we were traveling on, which is actually going the opposite way of the picture. So that's the lane of travel, which the passing lane starts right there. And in the next picture, you can see it opens up to, you can pass in either lane. So I'm not quite sure where the cop keeps making up that this is an illegal passing zone when it is 100% legal.
Like this guy, I couldn't even see a license plate. So I mean, just
Have
a good night.
You too.
Okay?
I won't do it again. I'm sorry. You too.
Not really quite sure what made him not ticket me and take my vehicle. I'd like to think it was all the BS he was spewing and knowing he was lying, but he probably doesn't even know he was lying. He probably really believes that they can just drive however they want because they drive that car and wear that suit, which is complete BS. So felt like I was trying to be cool with him, let him know where I was coming from and that kind of stuff. And I felt like he was kind of a dick the whole time until the end of the conversation when he said, "Have a good night." I think that was the only thing he said the whole time that was decent. And I mean, his actions speak louder than his words. He didn't take my car. He didn't give me all those tickets. So that says something. You know what I mean? I'm not sure why he didn't, what made him not, but he didn't. Usually, it doesn't matter if they were doing something wrong or if they were driving like idiots too. It doesn't matter. They still hit you in the head. So it was cool to see him not hit me in the head for something all of us were doing, except for the pass in the legal passing zone that he swears I was speeding. Yeah.